Terry here again, this time talking from our new place in Holland, Michigan, southwest Michigan. Settling in nicely, beginning to think about things and read about things again. This week I'd like to talk about vampires of all things. I read something that the author suggested that there are people who are vampires in our life, metaphorically speaking. That when spend time with them, they drain the lifeblood, if you will, from us. His example, I guess Picasso was legendary for draining the life out of people. That he would spend time with others in an evening and they'd go home absolutely exhausted, just drained by Picasso. But then he'd go back home energized, back to his studio, and he'd paint all night. He was a vampire. And this author suggests that we need to identify the vampires in our life and eliminate them from our life. Well, I don't feel comfortable saying this person is a vampire and this person is not, but I morph it a little bit to say there are people in my life that tend to be vampirous. They tend to drain the lifeblood from me. And there are groups, small groups, larger groups, social settings, or public settings that do the same in my life. And I've been thinking, especially as we settle into kind of a new life here, a new social life, public life here, of being careful about engaging very much those vampirous people or situations. Now, I'm aware that sometimes it's not possible to totally eliminate them. It could be family, it could be neighbors or obligations that we have, or perhaps commitments to serve others where we know we are going to be drained by it, but we know there's a reason, an overriding reason to engage that anyway. But I am thinking through what people in my life drain me, drain my creativity, drain my peace, drain my compassion. They frustrate me or drain my own self-esteem and the way I see myself, the way I feel about myself. And it's not only, again, people, it can be situations. And there are some people in my life that do drain me. And there are others that I leave and I'm energized, and from what they say, they're energized as well. It's almost the opposite of. And certainly there are groups and organizations that drain me, and they didn't used to be so. Used to be I'd find energy and life from them, but something has shifted in me that it no longer is that way. And it's interesting that I have a couple of people in my life that individually, they are not vampirous. It's a joy to be with them, to interact with them, but put those two together with me. And somehow their interaction or the dynamic with the three of us, I leave and I've been drained radically. So for them, more important to engage with them one-on-one each separately and to reduce the times when they're together and I'm with them. So I'm going to be cautious as we settle into a new social, public service life to be aware. Is this a situation? Is this a person that just drains my life blood, my life energy? And if so, is there an overriding reason why I would continue to interact or to serve or to engage? Is it somehow worth it in terms of I receive something else or I serve them in some way, I make a difference? And there will be some situations where, I don't want to say it's inescapable, but there are some situations where there are obligations that just say I cannot totally eliminate them from my life, but I can be cautious or I can brace myself. And I wonder for your life, who might be the people in your life that drain your life energy? that are vampirous to you? Or what context has something that once served you well, that once brought you life, shifted more toward the vampirous side? And if so, why are you still in that situation? Is it necessary? Are there things that override that make it worthwhile? So, thinking it through. And it's not just a selfish thing, though it is. Protecting our self-esteem, our life energy is an important factor in our life. But also to have that energy within us that hasn't been drained, that we can serve those where we know we're making a difference. That we have the energy, you have the energy, I have the energy to seek to make a difference. So think about that with me this week. I've been pondering it quite a bit. I've been journaling on it and wondering about it, paying attention with the interactions with other people, just to notice when do I leave that I have more energy. That was a wonderful interaction. And on the other hand, what are those situations, those people I'm with, those groups where I go away drained? Especially when I say at the end, why? Why would I do that? So think about that with me. Just wonder about it. Maybe make a note, comment down below to let me know what you're wondering about. So I'm thinking vampires. I encourage you to do the same. Talk to you next time.